Right, I think I got it, lads. All right, I don't know if anyone can see me here or not, but I think we're going. Remove from stream. Hold on, lads. I'm gonna bring you all in here again. I think I've got the link here. All right, because it says I'm broadcasting. You are live. No, fuck me. Private chat. Right, you can all see it, lads. I don't know. I as far as I know, all I can see is yourselves. Fucking, I need to put my headphones in. Will that help? Here. What do we do? Like, do I just tweet out the link to this, or how do I do it? You know, I can't hear anyone. Here, let me add somebody in here. Hold on. Here, Greg, I'll add you in. Hold on. Other stream. Greg, you're the lucky winner. What do I do here, mate? How do I tweet the link for people to watch it?
I've no idea, mate. I just clicked on the link.
Nice, mate. You were clicking on porn and it appeared, didn't you? I told Mr.
No, I never heard of this stream yet. No, you just put the link on Twitter. I just clicked it. That was it.
I mean, but I don't know how to do it. Hold on a second here. Someone's trying to enter the studio. Fucking hold on.
No, it's got a thing to enter the studio. I was like, what the fuck?
All right, hold on, mate. Dolly, you're up, mate. Dolly, what do I do here, mate? Do you know?
Can you hear me?
I'm loud and clear.
Yeah, right. When I went on, I tried clicking the link that you posted. Then it put me through to a page that said, do you want to log in? I just put my name in, and then it put me straight through into the background. The only thing it said on the actual thing was that there was only a maximum of 10 people that could be in it. So
I sent the wrong invite, mate, because I sent you an invite to be part of the broadcast, but I don't know how to fucking send it to do it like this. Bollocks.
It worked though. It worked absolutely fine. I clicked it and it went me straight through.
Did it?
Yeah.
So, all right. So here, let me see. There's an invite here. Let me see. Oh, here, invite guest to the broadcast studio. Don't want to invite guest to the broadcast studio. I want to invite them to watch it. You may also want to share. Fuck stick. Hold on. Bit more. Fuck me. This is why I drink. Okay. Round. What's that do? Bonus. Okay, here, hang on. Just at settings, audio.
Should have used TeamViewer, mate.
I'm gonna do this on my YouTube page. This is a fucking nightmare. How else? What's the best way to live stream, lads? Is it this one?
What did you do beforehand though? Because you used to do stuff on Twitter that seems to work.
Periscope.
Yeah, that worked fine.
But I don't think Periscope works anymore.
Oh, all right.
I think this is what it is now. Here, do you know what? I'll ring Dale. He'll tell me what to do. I'll be on 2 minutes, lads.
Cheers,
yeah, he'll do. Right, lads, give me 2 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah. For fuck's sake. That was already killing me. I will get this sorted, lads. I wouldn't fucking be here. Okay. Okay. All accounts, sites and that. Yeah. Save changes, public. Add a new destination. That's Twitter. Yes. Oh fuck. We may be in. Why is it that one then? A post was created on Periscope first. No. So let me see if I think we're maybe unlocked here, lads. I think we're sorted. Right, here we go. Here we go, up and running. All right, lads, I'm going to kick you out of the studio here. So just go on to my Twitter feed and you'll see the link to this magic stream. All right. So here, let me kick you out, lads. So I to follow it on the stream. Ooh, boo, 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 boo. All right. Let me tweet this out, lads. We're good to go on the Glazers Protests. Okay. All right, lads. First of all, thanks to each and every one of you for joining me on this. As you can see, we were technologically challenged. For fuck's sake, man, fucking headphone coming out. You think we had my says like get better headphones. But anyway, folks, first of all, hope you're all well. It's Friday afternoon, Friday evening, wherever you are in the world. In LA here. And it's Friday afternoon my time. Been a crazy 2 weeks. First of all, apologies. Some of you have reached out to me on direct messages and all that. I haven't got back to a lot of you. What I want to emphasize, as many of you know, my mental health is a mess. Right? Good days, bad days, some days awful. First couple of days this week were awful, not good. Tuesday being the worst. So I wasn't really in a position to get back to a lot of people. So apologies to each and every one of you for many of you who are waiting. It's not what I intended. But massive love to each and every one of you. United fans, you made me proud. You made me proud over the last 2 weeks. What has been done by United fans over the last 2 weeks, from my opinion, far more meaningful, and this is not a competition, far more meaningful than anything Liverpool's done, Arsenal's done. And I accept that their sentiment towards their owners is not the same as what United's are. But other than one or two minor issues, United fans have been impeccable. And they've been so impeccable that they got the Glazers to do something in 14 days that they haven't done in 16 years. And that's actually attempt to even give the illusion of communication. The other thing that's different, folks, United fans have done this route before, but what I'm going to emphasize to you is why this is different this time. First of all, if you look at what's going on the previous years, United fans were on their own, right? And they didn't have the wider support of football because most people were happy seeing United lose and have all these problems that were going to be unique to United, and lots of fans were happy to see that happen. Now they've seen that the Glazers were basically a Trojan horse with precedent, and now it's happening at their football clubs, and now this is bigger than United. It's also affected in the pocket big broadcast companies who are now given time, access, and amplifying a message that is incredibly damaging to the Glazers. And incredibly damaging to the Glazers' attempt to frame this is nothing more than fan unrest due to not winning trophies, which of course is utter nonsense. It's also, and you even see it in the communication where the Glazers continues to talk about the Super League. The Super League's 5% of this, right? Super League's just the latest, the latest thing to set this off, the latest spark, right? Yes, United fans are angry over it, as they should be, but just because it's the latest example of the owners who care nothing. If you want a true personification of the owners, judge them on what they do, not what they say. They've been doorstepped twice in 2 weeks. People that have taken £1 billion out of this football club, absolutely destroyed it, prostituted across the world. Any potential sponsor that would give them money to lend their name to Manchester United, as long as it profited, no code, no morals, no code, no. You know what? We're not going to do business with them because of their human rights record. Nothing, nothing. Right? They, who you've bought houses for, who you've funded their children. Their endeavors, and their children's children, everything else, couldn't bring themselves to say sorry on camera. How difficult would it have been for one of those Glazers to have turned around and said on camera, we're really, really sorry what happened. Okay? We put out a statement. There'll be further communication in the coming days with the club. We appreciate fans are angry. And we're going to do a better job of trying to fix that problem. Easy. Humanize yourself. Easy, right? But they didn't, and they couldn't bring themselves to say that. And I am sorry, right? But I will never believe that man or anything connected to that man wrote that statement or any statement. And you see that statement today, folks. Nothing says you've got them on the run like that. Now, the Glazers couldn't care less about you or me or what we want or anything like that. The only time they care less about you and me and what we want is when they can sell that data to sponsors. This is a result, I am certain, of the pressure that's being put on them by sponsors. And essentially what they did was they released a letter, right, that was akin to what you say to a capricious child. Shut up and I'll give you a sweet. Right? This, if you're really nice, what we'll do is we'll invest in the stadium and we'll buy some players. In other words, the guy that stole your wallet, right, turns around and says after 15 years of screaming for it back, all right, I'm finally going to listen to you, mate. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You see that money I nicked off you? I'm going to spend it more wisely on things you might like. And that's supposed to, well, you know what? That's dead on it. No, that's so sort of, that's all I was looking for. It's bullshit, right? 16 years they didn't listen. 16 years they had the opportunity to do something like this. And now it matters? Why not? Why didn't it matter 2 weeks ago? You're telling me that these people, Manchester City winning the league wasn't enough to get them to spend. Liverpool winning the European Cup and the league back-to-back wasn't enough to get them to spend. But this is. So if you read that letter, the most recent one, and it's one of the reasons why I don't like written interviews only, because you never know what's been fabricated. You never know what's been embellished. You never know about context. And what you can see in that letter, right, is something that clearly doesn't reflect how they think of Manchester United. I also want to make one other point important when it comes to the fans, because you often see where overseas fans talk about what they can do. And I've always also seen a thing on overseas fans. This is really important, folks, because I'm talking about myself here, where they're upset that their voices isn't heard as well as the local fans. When you are a kid, or whatever stage in life you choose what football team you support, or whatever it is you support, especially if it's overseas, right? What you're choosing to do is fall in love or support a football club that best represents what is important to you, what matters to you. I fell in love with Manchester United as a child because of its glamour, its history, its culture, and other intangibles I'm probably not even aware of, right? But I wanted to be a part of it. I do not believe for 1 minute that my wishes should supersede the locals, right? Because Manchester United are not a franchise; they're a football club, right? They're rooted in their community. We're born in their community, okay? And the football club and its culture and its identity was shaped by local fans. And every single fan in the world is welcome to support Manchester United, as long as you respect the club's culture and identity. And if United's culture and identity doesn't suit you and you don't like it, don't demand the football club change, you change, right? And identity matters. Ask Celtic and Rangers fans. You know, if a Rangers fan starts supporting, if Rangers fans accidentally support Celtic, he's going to find out very quickly that what matters, that football club and its identity, is not consistent with his. Therefore, he will change and vice versa. So if you're an overseas fan, please understand, you choose to be a part of something. Okay, and if you want the right to change Manchester United irrevocably from what it is into something you think it should be, then one, that's hubris beyond belief, and two, you should be ignored at all costs. If you don't like what Manchester United are and think they should be something else, go support someone else that represents that. Okay, because 99.9% of us love Manchester United for what it is. This also applies to the Glazers. Okay, one of the reasons why Manchester United are so successful is because they play in the English Premier League. We've had to listen for decades about how competitive the league is. Well, and they've sold broadcasting rights off the back of that competitive balance. So a large part of the reason why United generate the revenue they do is because of the level of the competition they have. So now they want to tell these people, fuck off. It's more lucrative for us I know you play a huge part in us being who we are and rivalries, because if it's a one-team league, you know, Manchester, it's irrelevant. Rivalries are what makes leagues, what makes sports entertaining. So Manchester United have relied on other football clubs for a lot of their commercial success, and now they want to abandon them. So this is why I say to the Glazers, just like overseas fans. You respect the football club's culture and identity. Make no mistake about it, sponsors are putting pressure on Manchester United. They're paying a fortune. This is not what they paid for. They didn't pay for their stock price to plummet. They didn't pay for all these negative reviews, all these things that I can assure you are worrying them. If you're a company and that's happening to you, that's extremely concerning. For the Glazers this time, they don't have a Ferguson to appease the fans and to convince the fans that success is still a very realistic option. So there's no Ferguson, there's no imminent success. There's not even a realistic option or belief that we're going to win the league next year, right, or anywhere close to it. There's no superstars, right, that are on their side. They don't have someone with the voice of Ferguson to appease the fans or to change the narrative, right? They don't even have a Woodward, right? So think about it. This is not 2005. This is not 2010. 2021, no prospect of long-term success. Massive investment required. No Ferguson. Risk is greatly increased. Investment's going to have to greatly increase. Your appeal to sponsors is greatly diminishing. And if the Super League and their research is to be believed, you can't take 21-year-olds or fans these days for granted, right? So as long as this continues, they pull out the Real Madrid shirt on Barca. They don't care. So for the Glazers, the future looks very different than it did in 2010, 2005, or 11 when that last protest happened. So United fans, you have them rattled. You've done an unbelievable job. They had nothing but contempt for you. They doubted you could do this. They doubted you would do this. They have been able to do whatever they want since they got here without fear of repercussion. And here they are with no fans in the stadium. They took 100 million out and they pulled this nonsense. And still you got them on the run. And for them, fans are back in the stadium in a couple of weeks. Worst possible solution for them. And now they're trying to buy you off with cheap gimmicks. Tell you what we'll do. We'll fix the roof and buy a couple of players. Absolute nonsense, right? We're not impressed that you're giving some of our money back, right? And by the way, to think that that's the only issue we have with the Glazers, and once again, we'll get new owners in that'll do that. Again, we don't need you, and we're not grateful, right? So the other thing I want to say, if you're a Manchester United fan, celebrity fan, or ex-player, right, and you have access to a large platform, and you're silent, we will not forget. All right? If Bojan Joric, right, someone who never made a fortune in the game, can put his morals before his personal investment, before his profit, and do the right thing and say the right thing, then so can you, multi-million-pound footballer. And what I don't want to see, and you will see this, if United fans get rid of the Glazers, they'll jump on the bandwagon. No, this is great. This is what I always wanted to see United fans doing this, and I'm going to join in and be a part of this. Let's sit back and watch, see what happens, right? And I'll join in with whatever said wins, right? So your silence makes you complicit. There's no excuse for it. This is for the fans, the United fans, right? We are the only people that will protect this football club, right? We are the only people, unlike the players and the staff and everybody else, we pay to go. They are paid to go. All right, we will be there long after these hawkish owners, these owners are long gone. All right, and be careful what I say. We were there long before them. Without us, they don't own this football club. Without us, they don't have any person. They don't profit. We've bought them houses in Miami. We've bought them cars. We've bought them all sorts of things. Can you thank us and move on? And just put the football club in the hands of someone that cares about it being a football club. This is not a business, okay? Because football clubs are not held to anywhere near the same level of consumer standards that other businesses are, all right? So they don't get to turn around and say it's a sport whenever it comes down to regulation and being held accountable the way other businesses are, for-profit businesses, right? And then claim it's a business when it suits them. So no United fan ever said that United shouldn't have a strong commercial department. Of course they should, right? But as long as it's there for the reasons to support the football club. This is about Manchester United today, tomorrow, and forever. This is about what for your kids, my kids. This is for future generations. This is about the ability to love this football club without having any guilt, to be able to pass it on to your kids without having any guilt. Putting your newborn children or your grandchildren or your relatives in United kits when they're first born without having any guilt. It's about so much. This fight, and if this fight is won by United fans, the rest of football fans, many of them, they can thank us, right? So, massive solidarity with all the United fans who have worked so hard over the last couple of weeks to put these protests together. Many of you have done an unbelievable job. You love this football club. I'm so grateful. From where I am here in LA, I'm just a commentator, right? The people that really matter are over there. The people that really matter, that are making the real difference, we know who they are, right? And there's so many people to mention. Some of them I'm going to get them on the show and we're going to talk about it and elaborate on this. But I am in awe of you. I am so impressed by your love for this football club and your determination to keep going and your refusal to be bought off by cheap gimmicks, right? A commitment to communicate more and then refusing to utter a word to a journalist, right? By committing to buy players and fix a roof. We're not impressed, right? We've been asking for this stuff for decades. You didn't listen. It's too late now, right? You are amazing. I cannot speak highly enough of you all, and it gives me such hope for the future to see young United fans out there protesting the right way. Yeah, I know some of them got ugly, right? Regrettable, right? But let's make this right. None of that happens. None of it happens if the Glazers had have done the right thing and sold Manchester United. If they didn't own Manchester United and if they weren't up to skullduggery, none of it happens. Shouldn't have happened, but that and the Glazers are separate issues. So well done, United fans. Nothing but love and solidarity for you all. Have a great weekend. Be safe. And I will be back next week. I've got some good stuff coming up next week with United fans and some journalists where we'll get into this more and more. Take it easy, folks.